Hey, it's been a while since ZOAR Fitness, and this is the name game. Workout number 23 is try your best. It's an AMRAP for 16 minutes. 8 shoulder to overhead at 95-65, 25-foot barbell overhead lunge at the same weight. 16 bar-facing burpees, 8 shoulder to overhead at 95-65, 25-foot overhead walking lunge, and then 16 toes to bar. So let's go through standards really quickly. The shoulder to overhead, obviously you're going from a front rack to being locked out overhead. You have to be stacked on your overhead. You can use whatever method you want. You could trick press, you could push press, you could push jerk or split jerk. Then that 25-foot barbell overhead lunge, starting out, both toes have to be behind the bar when you're starting out, behind the line when you're starting out. And then each step of that walking lunge, you have to touch your back knee. And then you have to step with your heel getting over the line on that final 25-foot stretch. I'm not gonna put down like different break sections, so like if you drop it, just pick up from where you left off. And then the bar-facing burpee, pretty simple. Your chest has to touch the ground, and then you have to jump over the bar, the 2-foot takeoff, and then land. I don't care if it's 1 foot or 2 foot when you land, and you have to face the bar. We don't have to put down a line or anything, just face the bar. And then once again, it'll be the shoulder overhead lunge and then toes to bar, which the biggest thing on the toes to bar, everybody knows that your both feet have to touch the bar at the same time. But the one that I really want people to think about is getting both feet behind the plane of the bar. So this is the plane of the bar. A lot of people end up doing their toes to bar where they never get fully past the plane, where they're technically doing the toes to bar, but they're never getting the full extension in the bottom half of the movement where they're sort of resetting the rep, and that's technically a no rep. So you need to make sure that you're getting enough extension in the back of the rep. We're actually meeting that standard. So your equipment setup, you're going to have your gymnastics bar and your barbell at the same spot, and then you'll mark out a 25-foot section. So that's how you're gonna start the workout, with the barbell actually at the gymnastics bar, which sounds weird. But you'll start off with your push jerks, your lunges, and you'll walk to the other end. You'll drop the bar there, and then do your burpees your bar-facing burpees at the other end. And then you'll pick up the bar again, do your push jerks, you'll lunge your way back, and then you'll do your toes to bar there. So each time you do your toes to bar, your barbell is actually going to be sitting there kind of waiting for you when you get down. So make sure you don't set your barbell directly underneath you for your toes to bar where it could roll into you, or if you fall off, you're going to hurt yourself by hitting that bar. Set it out of the way, hopefully like a 90-degree angle where it's not going to roll back into you, and that's going to allow for the easiest way. So when you actually start the workout, again, that bar is going to be at your gymnastics bar. You're going to walk away from the bar, do your burpees at the other end, and then come back to the bar. So that's the workout flow. Now I just kind of walk through like one of those rounds in your warm-up just to get a feel for it. The other thing, or the biggest thing that I want you to think about in this workout is the interference in it. So every single movement involves the shoulders. That's what I mean by interference. It's like that they're colliding, they're creating a negative feedback through those two movements. So the toes to bar is the only movement that does not involve pressing. So the shoulder overhead, the overhead lunge, the burpee, they're all involving a pressing movement, which is like try your best. Like your triceps are going to be really taxed in this workout. However, that's part of it, and that's certainly a big element, and frankly, what's going to slow down a lot of people. However, the hips and core are actually going to be involved a lot in this as well. So to be able to actually stabilize in your overhead position once your arms are in the shoulders, you're starting to get tired, it's going to involve your core a lot more doing that overhead walking lunge. Besides that, the burpee is this global flexion movement that is involving this core compression where you're having to basically fold every single time, and that's exactly what the toes to bar demands as well. So we have the overhead lunge that's going to be taxing the core, we have the burpee that's going to be taxing the core, and we have the toes to bar that's going to be taxing the core, which is just going to make the pressing movements more challenging. It's going to make the respiration, your breathing in this process more challenging as well. So there's definitely a unique amount of movement interference, and something that this workout, I made sure to put it far enough away from the open, like not the last week before, just because you definitely could be sore from a workout like this. So my piece of advice would be to break before you are broken. That's a quote by Pat Sherwood, but I think it totally applies to actually a lot of different movements. Like, you want to break your sets up, you want to be conservative in how you're going about attacking this workout, because if you go to the point where you do a big unbroken set and you become metabolically broken, you're not able to continue to repeat that power output, your performance is just going to drop off. So you're always better off breaking a little early, kind of feeling the workout out, like taking a round taking at least the first maybe 2 rounds where you're coming back to these movements maybe the 3rd time and you're starting to actually accumulate fatigue in those specific muscles. That's when you can actually really get a feel for what the workout is. Up until that point, like in the first round, you don't have any accumulated fatigue because it's not like the same movements. You're not seeing them again. But once you come around for rounds 2, and especially like round 3, you're going to have a lot of fatigue starting to be generated in those movements. You're actually going to feel like what the workout's going to feel like in the latter half of that workout. So my advice again, take rounds at least until the 2nd round, maybe till the 3rd round, to really feel this out and to be able to feel like what kind of fatigue you're actually going to be generating in this workout. So, and then it's just a matter of like seeing how your muscular endurance and breathing and like your ability to be able to breathe in these positions actually holds up. So I'm curious to see how it goes for all of you. Best of luck on Try Your Best. Warm-ups, full version is in the comments below. And for people who are not signed up for the protocol yet, you can get a 7-day free trial if you go to ZOARfitness.com/pro.